In this one, I'm going to talk about the things that I found particularly difficult or that I hadn't even considered when I started out. A couple of years ago, I decided I want to get fit and also build a little muscle in time for my 50th birthday. I joined my local 24-hour gym and started building a habit of going to the gym before work and following an online program on my phone to take the guesswork out of making up my own program. A year on and 9 months from my target date, I've realised that things haven't gone as I originally thought. Here's some of the things that I've struggled with. COVID. I had COVID before any vaccine was available and it kicked me out for a solid month. 2 weeks of this I could barely get off the couch. The ongoing impact of lockdown also had an effect as the gyms closed and I tried to source some of my own equipment so that I could continue training from home. The surge on demand as well as the impact COVID had on manufacturing and delivery meant that a lot of people were without their exercise for some time. Progress. As someone who was completely new to this type of training, I thought that 2 years would be more than enough to see some dramatic results. It was only when I started following people online that I realised that this would be a much longer journey than I had thought. There were also another couple of factors that particularly influenced my progress. My age. As we approach 50, we are well into life and have much lower testosterone levels than we did when we were half this age. Obviously, everybody is different, but it's widely accepted that from the age of 30, hormones decline at a rate of around 1% per year. Testosterone helps with building muscle mass and also in the metabolism of fat, so it's more difficult to build a lean body as we age. There's also mobility and tendon strength. As we get older, our tendons become hardened and less flexible. This is why, like me, many people have severe tendon breaks, like the Achilles. As part of my program, I started with very low weights and more volume to build up gradually. Throwing a lot of weight around at the start has a higher risk factor for injury, and recovery could take a lot longer in an older lifter. It was also important to me to include some mobility and flexibility into my program so that I can continue to maintain elasticity and also not get too tight as the muscles get stronger. Fuel. Fueling the body for training has been something that has taken way longer to pin down than I thought, and to be honest, way longer than it should have taken. My only regret in how I've progressed in the last 12 months is not discovering Greg Duchette sooner. I think the maintaining philosophy, if I'd adopted it from day one, would have given me better results as I sit here now. The breakdown of what we need to put in our bodies is at its heart super simple, but you have to record honestly and consistently. It's a slow moving control loop, so don't make quick drastic changes. For example, reacting to what the scales tell you and changing up your consumption of calories on any single day. Average these things out over a week and make considered changes every 3 to 4 weeks. My reasoning now is to stay at a maintenance calorie or just slightly above, with high protein and low calorie density so that there is more volume on the plate and it will keep you full. As you know, I don't eat meat, but this shouldn't stop you consuming enough protein for building muscle. There is no need to bulk and cut, especially if, like me, your body fat percentage is already high. Unless you're a professional athlete, I don't think many people drink the required amount of water they should in a day. I've now adjusted my goal to be 3.5 litres per day. Timing and scheduling. If you want to improve your physique and you've nailed down your diet, then the next thing to do is the training. Training takes time, and if you want to improve a lot, then it takes a lot of time. You'll need to get into some cardio sessions, whether this is just as simple as walking, as well as the main weight training sessions. There'll also be some flexibility training, supplemental sessions like yoga, Pilates, or functional fitness to shake things up. If, like me and most other people, you have a life, family and friends, and a 9 to 5 job, which take up all of your time already, So there has to be sacrifices if you're going to adopt a weight training or any new hobby into your already busy life. Mental health. One of my favourite things I've found is the boost to mental health that I get from regular, consistent training. It's something I didn't notice for some time, as with the lockdown I was very consistent. But as restrictions were lifted in the UK and we went on a few short breaks, I noticed how I would feel low, and it took a few days to realise that this was down to the lack of training and the associated dopamine boost that brings. I think that lockdown has really and rightly brought attention to mental health and how we need to look after this just as much as our physical health. That's why I've also introduced some regular meditation and breathing practice into my day too. Thanks for watching, and I hope that some of the things on my list can also help you on your own journeys.